Welcome back to a Celtic State of Mind. I'm Paul John Dykes, and this afternoon I'm joined by Sean Conley and Chris McElwain, and it's half-time at Rugby Park, and the scoreline reads Kilmarnock 2, Celtic 0. Bang goes our prediction, Sean. What a really poor first half of football, if you're watching it through a Celtic lens. I mean, that was really dreadful, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's pretty awful. There's there's kind of three facets to what's going on, why it's so poor, and they're all rearing their heads at different times. The passing is been pretty poor and inaccurate. Number one, Benjamin Negrin, the worst of all. Some of the passes he's been playing. Some of the heavy touches are just really killing us. Daisa Maeda, Adamu have been probably the worst offenders for that one. Even the best, but even the most the attacking player who's had the most intent, being Yang, even he's really hard to watch. Like, it takes him 3 touches to get out his feet before he can even go on a run. It's all very frustrating. And then the pressure is just pathetic, to be honest. It's like there's no effort at all with the press. You're watching, like, there was one point where 3 Kilmarnock players are getting in each other's way, bringing an aerial ball down, and there's no pressure from any Celtic player. Like, Yang is standing 2 meters away just watching them get it under control. And that's happened. I'm not picking out Yang there, but it's happened a few times. And the first Kilmarnock goal, I don't know what Trusty's doing. Like, there's no pressure on the ball. It's just, and that's consistent across the field. It's been really poor. There's and not. I know I've said 3 there, but we're also not running off the ball enough. Like, again, there's one point where Tierney and Scales are linking up, and then Hatate just wakes up, realizes that he's deeper than both Tierney and Scales, and just goes, "Oh wait, I'm supposed to be further up the pitch," and just starts moving forward at that point. He gets caught in possession. There's just so much wrong, and I've not even talked about Schmeichel yet. I'll leave that one for you guys.
No, you're right. There's so much wrong. This is often at half-time, if something isn't going right, you can put your finger on it and you think, well, you can make that change. You're sitting there at half-time in that dressing room, and Chris, you're thinking back to moments of seasons where we've been down to Kilmarnock and we've had to pull it back, or else we could say goodbye to the league title. And I'm thinking, of course, the first title that Neil Lennon won as Celtic manager. We were sitting 3-0 down at Kilmarnock. Sure. We drew 3 each, and he's admitted since then that had we not pulled that back, it was game over for him as a manager at Celtic. Martin O'Neill must be looking at this team, though, and he must be looking at players that he's given a chance to, in respect of Rio Hatate, for example. I mean, he was the discussion point before the game. He's been hopeless. I mean, and by the way, not the only one, but he's been hopeless. The first goal that we concede, Trusty, who's created this brilliant partnership with Scales. Trusty is far too weak, gives him far too much space and far too much time, and allows the guy to get his sights ready, and he cracks one in. And then, of course, Sean finished off there, the opening gambit, by talking about Kasper Schmeichel. You should be losing that goal. You cannot concede that goal, Kasper. I have stood up for him time and time again. That was poor. So you've got various elements all over the park. And Martin O'Neill sitting there 2-0 down, Chris. Listen, it's not over till the fat lady sings. We know that. We're not going to be throwing out the toys at the pram. We're not going to be throwing the baby out with the bathwater and all this kind of stuff. We will cover every kick of the ball until there's no more kicks to be had. However, this is a pivotal weekend in this title race. Rangers play Hearts later on this afternoon, and we're 2-0 down to Kilmarnock. What does Martin O'Neill do?
Oh, well, the first thing I hope he's doing, I hope he's at least as angry as I am at the moment in that dressing room, and he's letting the players know it. That's as annoyed as I've been by a Celtic performance for a long time. I appreciate that you can't play well every match, but if you're going to be champions, you need to step up when the pressure is on. This is a big pressure fixture day for us, because it's an opportunity for us to close the gap on the leaders, to assert ourselves in the title race, and we are folding. And we're folding not just through a lack of quality, but actually I think a lack of mental strength or application at the moment. I've been really disappointed in the performance of a number of individuals in that team. I mean, Sean, I think, nailed it. We're not doing enough running. I mean, the very basic of being a professional footballer is you've got to run, you've got to chase, you've got to track and put the effort in, and it's a lack of effort which is really annoying me today. I could almost forgive the lack of quality if I saw some effort, but I'm not seeing it today. That in that first half of football, it was dreadful, and it was dreadful to a man. I know we pinpointed to Tati because we did focus on him. We thought he was a player who had the opportunity to step up and maybe show what he can do, but he's been dreadful. But you're absolutely right. Collectively, we've been dreadful. We've got a keeper who, for some reason known only to himself, tries to make a save with his opposite arm, and it's not the first time he's done that. And I, like you, I have defended Kasper Schmeichel repeatedly on this channel, and yet that's a diabolical goal to give away, and it looks preventable. Austin Trusty, a player who we've absolutely praised to the hilt this season for how he stepped up and he showed a command or been a commanding presence at times alongside Liam Scales. Two of them have been dreadfully weak today. Just basic defending is not there from them today, and we've got no presence up front whatsoever. We're passing balls into space where we have no player. We're continually overhitting passes and crosses as we've been. We had 3 opportunities to put the ball in the back of the net at one point, and we fluffed all 3 chances in quick succession. 3 different players. I'm like, sorry, this is the level that we expect to be champions? No, it's not going to happen. Today we are playing, I think, even below the level of a third place team at the moment. We are playing dreadful. What can Martin O'Neill do? I mean, out with saying a prayer at half time to try and elevate these players? I'm not 100% sure. We know we've got Oxlade-Chamberlain, a player who can bring quality, but look, you can't put that sort of pressure on a guy who's just joined the club and hasn't had that much football. Schwanzvaro, I mean, opportunity for him.
We're going to have to. We're going to have to, Chris.
Yeah, we're going to have to. I mean, I really think we can't do the week 60 minutes on this one. We need to change fundamentally what we're doing all over the park. Certain players need a rocket, other players need replaced, and we need to see a bit more of a never say die attitude in the second half, because that first half was diabolical. I'm sorry, I can't say anything positive about it. It was dreadful.
It was diabolical, and even the chances.
Araujo was decent.
There's a positive, yeah. Araujo on the ball, defending, attacking. He is a quality player, and he's about the only guy that's getting pass marks right now. HRI Muir says worst since Motherwell under Nancy, potentially. We've had some games as well, and this is the thing that often what happens is the manager gets it wrong, right? And Martin O'Neill, since he came in the 5th, has been up against it. I mean, let's be honest, even if you don't think he should be in charge, he's been up against it coming in the 5th of January, then having to negotiate a transfer window, not getting everything that he wants, regardless of what's been said. There's no chance he got everything that he wanted. But today's starting 11 hasn't worked. And sometimes, Sean, you look at it and you say, well, big changes, change of shape, quite a few substitutions. Sometimes as a manager, I've seen it where you've seen the first half simply not working. And then there's this tendency to say, right, we'll give them 15 minutes of the second half. I don't think we've got 15 minutes. I think the manager at times has to say, I got that wrong. I'm going to have to change this, make 3 or 4 changes, change the shape, go again in the second half. I think that's the situation we're in right now, Sean.
Yeah, and look, the chances that we have had have mostly come from like deflections and kind of chaos ball, like scrambles.
Yeah.
I mean, you might as well just chuck another striker on at that point, extra body up front, and just play for that, because even sometimes when our players are connecting, it's because they've tried to pass to someone else and it's gone on, to a different player. I think we do need, unfortunately, Van Chara and Ox, I think, are quite required here. But we're going to have to do something that we've not done so far this season if we hope to win today, and that's score 3 goals away from home in the league. We've not done that this season. So
that's how big a task this is.
I don't see how we win this game today, to be honest, unfortunately. But I think we've given ourselves too much. We're basically playing to try and get a point here. Prove me wrong, but I'm not feeling optimistic Kilmarnock might fall apart. I don't know. I mean, they conceded 3 goals to St Mirren during the week, but yeah, there needs to be a bit of an attitude change. These guys are playing like they're waiting for the Stuttgart game or whatever, or they've just given up in the season. Could be either of those things. That's that. They don't look like they're interested at all today.
That's deeply concerning. It really is. 3 changes, Chris Martin says, at least before the second half. I agree with you, Chris. I think, I mean, listen, the players have to take responsibility. As Sean says, there's players that are swaggering around that park today as if it's just a bounce game. This is a must-win game if we want to still be in a shout at the title. Now, listen, there's going to be a lot of drama between now and the end of the season, but momentum is huge. Momentum, getting that wind in your sails is huge. 3 changes at least before halftime. You've got to look at that and say, we need to salvage this. How do we do it? Do we make wholesale changes? I say yes, Chris. Yeah. I think so. Anti-fascist, been on the cards for weeks. You can look at some of these getting out of jail games that we've been covering. We've covered every kick of the ball. And you know, there's 2 ways to look at it before the game. It's been coming for weeks, or we're going to get into our groove. I went for the positive side of it. And we're not in the groove. We're not in the groove. We absolutely haven't been in the groove. So, yeah, it has been coming for weeks, anti-fascists, without a doubt. And JG says, fanboy talk isn't clever. See what's happening? We are awful. Our football is awful under Martin too often. Yes, and he's found a way. JG, does he find a way today? Is this a bridge too far? 45 minutes to see if he can. Ryan Beck says, first trophyless season in 5 years is all but confirmed. The league is gone after today, and Ibrox in the cup will be an all-time embarrassment. As for Stuttgart, let's just throw in a till. I don't think like that, Ryan. I appreciate your comment. That's just not the way I operate. I think I've watched football long enough to know that you can't write that kind of end of the season. You just never know what's going to happen in the last few weeks. But yeah, that's the frustrations coming through, I think, as well, of a lot of Celtic fans. Geo UK McGregor is a shadow of the player he was. What has he done today? What's he done today? It was inevitable his form would evaporate with the season this shambles of a board is responsible for. Yeah, they have and they are. I totally agree. I'm the first to criticise this board, but sometimes when you're looking at the fact that, you know, in that 45 minutes, McGregor has got more influence on that park than anybody standing up or sitting up in the director's box, and McGregor hasn't shown up. Chris, that has happened all too often this season, and I take into account that it's been an unsettling season. He's the El Capitano. He's the guy that needs to lead by example.
Yeah, we need our leaders right now, and he's the leader on the park. You know, we can talk about Man and his influence, but when he's on the sidelines, it's difficult for him to direct too much what's happening. You're looking for the manager's instructions and the manager's direction to be represented by not only your captain but your other senior players, the Austin Trustees, the Casper Schmeichels, the Dyson Maedas, the guys who've done it, been there and done it at the club, and we're not seeing that. And I think that the criticism of McGregor, you know, we praise McGregor at the hill. I do it, but I also think he's a player that when he's off it, we don't seem to react. And other players don't step up around it. So there's a massive amount of pressure on Callum McGregor, and you know, that's part of his role as a captain. But I'm also looking at the players around him to say, okay, if he's not able to influence, who else is going to step up and do it? And I'm not seeing that anywhere on the park in that after that first half. So yeah, change is absolutely required. If Callum McGregor stays on, then this is time to earn your medal, or you know, earn your medal as a captain. You have to show, you know, why you're the captain, why you're the leader, why you're the one that the other players should be looking to. Step up, because you've got 45 minutes, I think, to really salvage the season here, certainly in the league. And I know that sounds a bit fatalistic, and I don't mean it to come across that way. But if we put in a performance like that in the second half, not only will we not win this game, I don't know how we find a level to go on any sort of run for the rest of the season, because that was as weak a performance as I've seen. It
was a couple of changes, Tranchara and Tunetke coming in. So, I mean, it had to happen. I'd have made more, to be honest with you. I think Oxley Chamberlain as well. So there you go.
Those just the two. Unless he's coming out late, but it said Adamu and Yang look off.
Oxley Chamberlain's on as well.
So, oh yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's what you need to do sometimes, a manager, Sean. Just say, look, I got this wrong. You can blame the players all day, you can blame the board all day, but the manager has to be decisive and make sometimes wholesale changes.
Absolutely.
He's made 3 at the break. Let's go to the second half, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be here regardless of what happens at full time. So join us then on a